Hi everyone, this is one white guy, Les Washburn, from Philadelphia. I came to Philadelphia, as you can see, there's a reunion thing, t-shirt that I'm wearing. Um, my wife had a family reunion, and so we drove across country to come to it. Interestingly, all of this has been a wonderful experience. I had not been met with such joy and enthusiasm to be in a place that people really enjoyed my company in a very long time. Interestingly enough, everyone is black. The topic of conversation for many of us, though, was what was happening in Charlotte and how the president reacted to what was happening in Charlotte. I have many white friends who have been telling me that there really is no such thing as racism anymore, that there is no such thing as people putting other people down. One of the most common things I hear is if they, as in a group of people of color, are not successful, it's because they don't work hard enough. As you can see, through some of the things that have been going on, the opportunities aren't there. Our political, our president, our president, in his bid to become the president, opened the door to racism and hatred. He pandered to the KKK, the Nazis, the Aryan nations, as a base that he could work from. He even told in his speeches that if you get in trouble, he'll pay for the lawyer. Yesterday's response to what happened in Charlottesville, that he condemns hatred and violence on both sides, when it was patently and provenly the neo-Nazis who came with military-grade pieces to squash and kill and hurt people in Charlottesville, was completely, it was part of what his agenda is.
Room service.
Back to what is at hand. Okay, let me try this again. I'm Les Washburn, one white guy, and I just came from my wife's family reunion. She's black, as most of you know. As you can see on my t-shirt, this is who we went to. We're in Philadelphia. There we go. And I had a great time. I was met with enthusiasm, joy, happiness, and acceptance. But the topic of conversation that was on everyone's lips was what was happening in Charlottesville and happening everywhere in the United States. I've had many white friends who have said that that all people of color have equal opportunities, that they have that there's not such a thing as racism or sexism or many other things. I can't think of something right now. And yet, this is going on. Our very tepid response from our president doesn't surprise me, because he pandered to the racist white people in the United States, which not everyone is. But he panders to the racist white people of the United States. He talks about, in his speeches before he became elected, that he would pay for people's lawyers' fees if they hurt or injured people. And you could see in his rallies that when there was somebody who didn't agree with him or wore a T-shirt that said Black Lives Matter, he let his people hit them as they were going out. There was one incident where a woman was walking out because she was told to leave, and she was leaving, and the white men were hitting her. President Trump, approves this message. his stance is part of the problem. Okay? Again, going back to people that I've known that says, oh, they just need to try harder. There are equal opportunities. My mother-in-law was telling me an example of how that's not true. She works for the city of Cleveland, and in her position, her boss was going to be giving these new hires, white women with bachelor's degrees, the same amount of pay that people who have been there, people of color who had been there for years, and who had the same degrees but a whole lot more experience, were going to give them the same grade of pay. And she questioned that, and her boss got mad at her for a couple of weeks. She said that is just plain old racism. This is the kind of thing that goes on, and if y'all can't figure that out, racism, that is racism, because they're white women, they should get equal pay to someone who's been there for years, has the experience, and has been in the job. No. Racism is alive. So my question is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to change this? I don't know how many people have friends that are people of color. And I'm not saying go out and make friends, but I am saying at least try to understand what people of color go through. It is a racist world, and we need to stop it. And to stop it, you white people need to stand up and go and do something about it. You need to link arms and say, we're no longer going to take this bullshit. Well, I've talked enough. This is one white guy signing off. Do something. Find it in your heart to go out and protest. Find it in your heart to see that this world would be a better place if we could just be looking at each other as if we're equals. One white guy signing off. If you like this video, subscribe, comment, like it, put it on your page. Good night.